Couldn't think of a better way to celebrate Star Wars Day, May the 4th, than with the launch of Star Wars Visions Volume 2. This is Lucasfilm's partnership with a bunch of different animation houses around the world to reinterpret Star Wars and the mythology and the types of characters and the types of stories that we can experience in the Star Wars galaxy. And man, the first season, Volume 1, was absolutely outstanding. Lucasfilm worked with a bunch of Japanese animation houses and created a bunch of anime-influenced Star Wars stories, and some of those were just riveting, and they were all absolutely beautiful. And so the idea with Volume 2 was to expand out across the world and work with houses like El Gudi from Spain and Cartoon Saloon from Ireland, who made that awesome Wolfwalkers movie, Punk Robot in Chile. Aardman, the creators of Wallace and Gromit, has got a story in Volume 2. Studio Mir from South Korea, Studio La Cachette from France, 88 Pictures from India, and others. I mean, this is an incredible collection of not only cool tales that sort of deviate from the characters and a lot of the lore that we are already familiar with brand new characters and brand new ideas, but also a collection of really interesting takes on what Star Wars can mean and what Star Wars can be. And I have to tell you, one of the things that I really enjoyed about the collection of stories that's threaded in this volume is that we get a real sense of this sort of omnipresent, palpable evil of the Empire and what their tendrils really mean for different civilizations throughout the galaxy, because we get a whole bunch of different planets and societies and these groups of people that we haven't seen on screen before, but the common thread is the Empire and the Sith and the sort of the dark forces that exist out there in the galaxy are everywhere, and they're creating dread and horror and this real palpable sense of evil. And sometimes that evil is from people that are just standing by, troopers that are just following orders, and we know how that can play out. But we see the other side of it. We see the effects of it, and we see some awful things that happen and some true terror. And we also get to see how the dark side seduces people, and some really cool and powerful stories in this collection. My favorite of the Volume 2 episodes was The Bandits of Golak from 88 Pictures. This has an Indian kind of flavor to the look of everything and the characterization and some of the music and some of the environmental stuff that we see. It's absolutely wonderful. It's also incredibly heartbreaking. The other side of the seduction of the dark side is the sacrifices of the light side, and we also get to experience that as well a couple times in the stories here, where people have to give away the kind of normality that they've been going through to become a Padawan and to start the road to become a Jedi Knight. And so there is some really hard-hitting emotional material, and it's really freaking cool how every episode has its own distinct look and feel and its own interpretation of how to tell a story here. There's some beautiful music interwoven in a lot of these. I was really moved by In the Stars. I was absolutely terrified by a lot of the work in Screecher's Reach, and I was really charmed by the Aardman story, I Am Your Mother, and also Au's song, which is just absolutely beautiful, from Triggerfish in South Africa. Suffice to say, this is a phenomenal collection of episodes. If you're a Star Wars fan at all, of any measure, I absolutely think you should watch both Star Wars Visions Volume 1 and Star Wars Visions Volume 2. I happen to enjoy this one a little bit more because of its diversity and because of all of these different viewpoints and perspectives on how to tell a tale. But one thing is for sure, Star Wars has infiltrated the entire planet, and people care and have things to say and have things to share around this mythology, and it's really wonderful. I'm going to give Star Wars Visions Volume 2 a 9 out of 10.